What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy with Fireplace Fridays. I'm Jeremy, your host here at Fluge Brothers World Headquarters. We're right in the middle of the busy season. It's very, very busy. You're going to hear the phones going off and everything. I'm in our electric fireplace room, which I can give a little virtual tour of. We got guys working on the showroom out here. It's a lot of stuff happening. Got a couple guys doing some information for the tests, and a lot of guys out in the field. And we've got our marketing company, shout out to Brandtastic, here taking photos and updating our website, etc., etc. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about tips to a successful service. I know I talk about this a lot, but it's definitely something because we get a lot more volume this time of year, and we want to make sure that you're doing your part as the customer and we're doing our part as the service person, so we have a good relationship. But we've had a few interesting calls this week. We had one person that didn't like the findings and wanted their money back and everything, but at the end of the day, they called for an inspection. We did the inspection. Regardless of the findings, if I go to my doctor and my doctor says you have cancer, I can't tell the doctor, well, I'm not going to pay for the treatment. I'm not going to pay for this call today because I don't like what you're saying. Unfortunately, with any inspection comes good news and bad news sometimes. But that's why you had some sort of a concern. That's why you call. That's why you get this set up to find out what's going on. But the person that is delivering that message should not be financially responsible for your emotions or for whatever's going on or what have you. You obviously knew there might be something wrong. That's why you called a service company, went to the doctor, what have you. So it's all relative. Now, let's get into that. So, first and foremost, be present. Be present, especially if you're the one that uses the fireplace. You're the one that has expectations. You're the one that is financially responsible, what have you. Your life is not so busy that you can't make an appointment, because we make appointments and we give the window of time that we give is only, like our first appointment of the day, it's arrived between 9 and 9:30. Okay, that's only a 30-minute window. We're going to be there. The next one is arrived between 11 and 2. So, and then it's arrived between 2 and 4. We have 3 appointment times throughout the day, and we give you a call 30 minutes beforehand. So you don't have to stop your life. I've had service companies, people tend to forget we're homeowners too. I have to deal with service companies. I had plumbers come out, and it's always frustrating when someone gives an exact time. I had Home Depot. I paid extra the other day for Home Depot to deliver concrete here. And for an extra $20, you can set a time frame from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. They showed up at 10:30. Okay, so no call or anything, just showed up late, and that was frustrating for me. So I get that, but in order to decrease that frustration and everything, the guys will call you 30 minutes beforehand or text you or some sort of notification that we're heading your way. And that gives you plenty of times to where, okay, I'm at work, I'm going to leave and come home, or I had other things going on, or I'm running errands. So that way your life doesn't stop. It's very convenient that way. So, of course, you want to use a company that respects your time, but also respect the company's time as well. So be present. That is the number one thing, so expectations can be met. Number 2, ask questions. You're going to have questions. If you call for a service, whether it be a chimney cleaning, an inspection, I've got stuff falling off my house, what have you, whatever it is, you obviously have some sort of a concern. So start writing down those questions or concerns right off the bat. That way nothing is forgotten when you are present at the appointment. That way everything can be covered, you have all your expectations covered, you have all your questions covered, concerns, whatever the reason for that call was, and you're not throwing that on someone else, because for as great as people tend to try to multitask and the world is set up with all this technology and everything, people still miss appointments. People still forget things, which is amazing to me, because there's Google Maps, there's alerts, there's alarms, but the world still works the way it always has. but we've added more things and it moves faster than ever. So make notes. This is how I get through my life every week. I make notes and I put it day to day, and those are my goals for the day. Do I hit every one of them every day? I don't. But I do hit the important stuff and the stuff I can get done, and I don't stress over it. If I miss something, then I'm gonna reschedule it, do it another day. But I don't forget things that way. I accomplish a lot. But if I try to leave it up to this, there's too many disturbances in the force, Star Wars reference, that are going to set me off on a different path, or I might be in the middle of something and someone calls and I need to talk to them here, and it just turns the whole day upside down. So this helps keep me in check, along with alarms and schedules on my phone. The kids add stuff, my kids add stuff. We also have this wonderful shareable list called To Do. It's an app. It used to be called Wonderlist. It helps out so great. So be present, ask questions. Don't just hold yourself that you're going to remember all these questions. Make sure to write them down, and any concerns or anything, so all of that stuff is met. Because these two things thus far is whenever we have a complaint or we get a bad review online, these two things were not met by that person. They had an expectation, they weren't at the appointment, they had an expectation that wasn't met. Their poor wife or spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, let us in, mom, dad, cousin, kids, let us in, and everybody was just supposed to read their mind. So take that time. This will keep a lot of frustration out of your life, and it's not fair to us as the service company. It's not fair to you that you've got that frustration. It's not fair to us as a service company that you're holding us responsible for something that you weren't present for. So important. That's for everything in life, not just chimney appointments. It's for everything. 3, don't shoot the messenger. Don't argue, get mean or angry. Don't ask for your money back. So obviously we're coming to your home. We're going to find the good, the bad, the ugly when we come to your house. Most chimneys we look at are over 20 years old, maybe even 50, even 100 years old. And I would say the vast majority of them, the reason people are calling for the cleaning and inspection is because they have a concern, or they saw someone's house caught on fire, or someone died of carbon monoxide poisoning. The chimney has never had any work done 90% of the time. If they did, we'd have a lot more chimney sweeps running around, but they don't 90% of the time. So what do you think the condition's going to be? And there's always going to be something that needs some maintenance. There might be little problems, they might be big problems, there might be huge problems. At the end of the day, we didn't create that problem. I know it's frustrating, and the thing for natural thing for humans to do is to reflect their frustration on others. Maybe it's just voicing frustration. We all do that. I go for walks a couple nights a week with some friends, and we just kind of let it out. It's like a therapy session. That's great. That's great. And I know everybody has to go through those levels of acceptance or what have you, but try to focus yourself, ask those questions, be present, ask those questions, because questions help rationalize things, but also don't shoot the messenger. We're not here to sell you anything. That's totally up to you, but everybody wants to know what's this going to cost to fix, so we provide that. We also talk about different options and things, but there's always a dollar sign behind things. And it doesn't matter if it's $100 or $100,000, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever. It always hurts because it's financial. But again, we're dealing with a structure that typically isn't addressed or maintained very much. A lot of people don't think of it. Most of these furnaces and water heaters been up through it. The heating and cooling companies don't deal with that. The chimney guys do. So we're there to check everything out and let you know. We're going to take a ton of pictures. We're going to show you. We're going to sit down and explain it to you. But if you're not there, present, and ask questions, you're going to go straight to this right here, shooting the messenger, because you're frustrated, you're angry, you have a lot of questions or what have you. And this gentleman we had earlier this week wasn't at the appointment. had told us, hey, this is what my goal is, and my goal is to get wood burning. I've got gas burning. He had his wife there. Wife was a very nice lady, according to the technicians. But what happened is he got bombarded by all these documents, all these photos, and all these different estimates because no one could read his mind, what he was looking for. So they gave him tons of options. And he called frustrated. And, well, I just feel like you're trying to sell me something. Well, of course you feel like you're trying to sell you something because you weren't there to see the value. You weren't present to see the value. You weren't there to ask questions. All you got was a bunch of emails with a bunch of information in it. And what did you do? You went to shoot the messenger. That's not good. That's not how humans relate. It's your house. You should be present. If it was important enough for you to make the appointment, take the time to be there. No one is that busy. The President of the United States was home at the White House when I went out and cleaned the chimneys out there. Didn't get to meet him, but guess what? He was home. He was home. He was there. Busy. Probably one of the busiest guys on earth, but he was home. And you know what he does every day? He's flying around, so he's present. He's asking questions because he has a lot of advisors, and he's not shooting the messenger. So, there we go. Now moving on. The most important one, make decisions on what you want. Make decisions on what you want. Don't let price, don't let this or that. You are going to have a situation. We're going to make, the best suggestions we can, but make decisions on what you want. A lot of people get stuck on this part because they're looking at too many other factors other than what you want right here, what the heart is telling me. I want this. I have this expectation. Can you do that for me? It might be an expectation that the company you're dealing with can't do for you. Maybe, you want to reface the fireplace and they don't provide that service. Maybe you want a gas line ran to the fireplace and they're not plumbers. And so we do gas line repairs to what's existing there, but we don't run brand new gas lines. That's a whole different industry. It's a whole different deal. No company out there, if you call a plumber and say, hey, I want you to come out and clean and inspect my fireplace, guess what they're going to do? They're going to tell you to call a chimney sweep. If you need a new gas line, we're going to tell you you're going to need to get a plumber in here. Now, we're more than happy to answer any questions the plumber has. We're more than happy. I had an electrician call me the other day, talked him through it. In fact, even told him, hey, if you get out there and you get stumped or whatever, here's my cell phone number. Give me a text. I'm more than happy to FaceTime with you or whatever. It's hard for me to go to every job site and walk someone through something, so we have all this virtual technology we're going to use. But make decisions on what you want. So relay what you want by asking questions. Don't shoot the messenger. Make decisions on what you want, because no one's going to make that decision for you, because if we make a decision for you, you might not be happy with it. And that's not a good place to be. It's your home. If you want an open fireplace for wood burning, unless it is absolutely not set up for that, we can give you those options. Let's just move forward on those options. Here it is. Here's where you need to be. But don't get angry. Don't argue. Don't get mean or angry. And don't ask for your money back because you don't like the outcome of the appointment. If you ask for your money back on something, it's very common for people to ask for their money back on something. I'm not even talking about chimney industry. We hardly ever get anybody ask for their money back. The ones that do don't like the outcome. And ironically, 98% of those people that don't like the outcome and want their money back say we're not providing a good service. Hey, I feel like you're trying to sell me something. Guess which one of these four they failed at? Being present. Because how do you know that someone did a bad job, a good job, your expected job, if you aren't present? And all you get is all that information at the end and you don't even know what to do with it. Now, the other thing about being present is chimneys are confusing. If you watch this a lot, you'll know that I say that constantly. Chimneys are confusing. It's a whole place of the house, and we are experts on it. In fact, I've got, certifications, master designations in this industry. I'm always a little laughed at. I used to get angry and frustrated when people would second guess me or act like they know more than me or what have you. Because I'm like, do you second guess your doctor? Do you second guess the dentist when he says you have a cavity? He's showing you pictures. Here's your cavity and everything. Yet I always get as the chimney guy, because so often, people aren't in the know on things and they go, why can't I do this? I can do that. I can put wood right up against the fireplace opening. How's that going to cause a problem? I'm just putting gas logs in it. Oh my God, you're going to burn your house down. Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole nother subject. But you're just going to get bombarded all this stuff. And typically when you get bombarded with all this stuff, you're at work, and work can be stressful. And then all of a sudden, maybe you're having a bad day, maybe you got a lot on your plate, and you're getting all this information, and then you're trying to call and you get frustrated, or email, and you're trying to get all of this stuff that we spent like an hour or two at your house going through, checking out, talking with. You're trying to get all that in an email or a phone call. Very, very confusing. Does nothing for anybody. You need to be present. Now, I'm getting a lot of likes on this. I think this is relating to people. It's a good video. I feel it is too. But I, again, am a homeowner as well. And sometimes Brandy, my wife, is the one that home, because she's working from home or something, because the kids are home. So she's working from the Fluge Brothers office down in Overland Park. And we've got the plumber coming or what have you. Like, we've had a lot of plumbing issues at the house. We've been remodeling a few bathrooms and stuff through a contractor. Maybe the contractor has a problem or whatever. But we do have an agreement. If I have an expectation, or if I feel that I need to be there because I have a certain thing, or I want to know how it's done, I'm going to take the time to be there. And most people don't have as many people under them or a company to run. I do. We've got 15 people that work here, and all these trucks, we lined them all up for a photo this morning, and I'm just looking at it going, my gosh, that's a lot on my plate. I'm one of the few people in my family that has balded, but this is the life I've chosen. But again, I find the time and make the time to be present, and you have to. I know your job is demanding or what have you, but anybody, if you work at a place that won't let you off, they don't shackle you to your desk. This isn't a third world country. You need to take the time to be there. You have a home, you have a family that you need to take care of, and you can't do that just a few hours in the evening when you come home. And I know that things are, very stressful or what have you. A lot of people own more house than they can truly afford. There's always something breaking on that home, and that's where a lot of the stress comes from. So we try to work with people through that. But there is a level where we can't help you with that, because it's a lot easier if you're present, asking questions, not getting angry, not shooting the messenger, because we're showing you what it is. We didn't create those problems. And you're making decisions on what you want ultimately. Maybe you choose, I don't want to do anything to it. I'm just won't use the fireplace. Maybe you choose, hey, I'm good with having an electric fireplace in it. That's great. Maybe you want something that's very simple. You get home from that long day, like I do, and I hit a remote and the perfect fire comes on, because I have a direct vent gas insert and I got heat. I don't have to haul the wood. I don't have to split the wood. I don't have to do that. I have done that in the past, and there's nothing like an open wood-burning fireplace. But it's work, and I don't have that extra time for that work. That isn't a huge importance to me, so I have an outside fire pit. So if I want some real wood burning, I just go out there and do that. But in my house, when I sit down, eat dinner, watch TV with the kids, maybe do some cooking, something that fills my soul, I'm not having to lumberjack all that wood. Now, I love wood. That's the prime core of chimney sweeps, is wood burning fireplaces. But now that gas fireplaces have evolved, they require just as much service and just as much work as a wood burning fireplace. You don't get out of that stuff. So, and they've got so many options and everything. It's really a turner for us. We do a lot of gas service and a lot of stuff because we love it. So, I think everybody is good. I haven't seen any questions pop up. I see we got a lot of people watching. We've done this video for a little while. It's a good video. You know, there's no spite or anger or anything, frustration. It's just we're trying to work through things. But here are the tips to be a good homeowner when you're hiring any service company, not just a chimney sweeper, any service company. And I've given a lot of tips on being a good service industry or service technician to your homeowners. The biggest thing is respect the time. You can't ever get more time. You can't get any time back. So we need to optimize the time we have. And that's why we do the systems we do. We call people, we give you that window of arrival time because we don't know, we can't give you an exact time. Every single company that's ever given me exact time, the first thing I know is they aren't going to be on time. It's impossible. You might get hung up, you might be running a little late, you might need to stop and grab something to eat, drink, use the potty, what have you. So that's why we give a window. And we're not like the cable company that goes, well, we'll be there between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Well, that isn't a window. That's a work day. So we call people en route. We only give that 2-hour window. First appointment only has a 30-minute window. And we call them en route, let them know we're coming, text them, what have you. That way you have no time wasted. But when we do that, be present for that appointment. We do have some work we have to do where you don't have to follow us around the whole time, but there is that review of the work that we did that is so important, so vital, and there's nothing, I don't care how awesome virtual conferencing, Zoom, all of this technology we're using, especially in time of COVID right now, there's nothing better than face-to-face, human-to-human discussion and contact. There you have it. Of course, we're not touching you or anything with this, but being present, being there. There's nothing that's going to give you a higher quality of understanding life, everything, than being present. Being present. So, anyways, there's your Fireplace Friday for the week. I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate these videos. I appreciate every customer we have. We love this stuff. I've got to get back to work. It is Friday. I would like to enjoy my weekend, do some fun things. We've got our advertising company from Florida here that does our website and everything. They're coming over for Jack Stack barbecue this evening. Good stuff. So I'm going to get online, order that up so we can pick that up on the way home. And it'll be a good weekend. Take the dogs to the dog park. We're doing what's called a ruck on Sunday at 2 p.m. It's usually the witching hour for me on Sundays, but our son Noah invited us to go to that. He's going to have a bunch of weight on his back, hiking. I'm not going to have any weight on my back. I've got enough weight in the front to hike around, but we're going to go on that hike, or they call it a ruck, with his F3 group. I truly appreciate the F3 group. You might look that up. It's a group of people that get together and do basically outside workouts. Then they kind of have a faith base to them and things like that. It's been really good for Noah, and it's good for our family when they have these family events. So we'll be looking forward to doing that on Sunday. So anywho, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. I think I've talked long enough. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your fireplace. Have your chimney serviced. All the other good stuff. We'll see you next week, Fireplace Friday. Thanks.